Big pharmaceutical companies such as Bristol Myers Squibb, Merck and Johnson Johnson face a looming threat that will put tens of billions of dollars in sales at risk between now and 2030, as blockbuster drugs will tumble off a so-called patent cliff. That refers to when a company's patents for one or more leading branded products expire, which opens the door for competitors to sell copycats of those drugs, often at a lower price. That typically causes revenue to fall for drugmakers and costs to drop for patients, who can access more affordable options. Certain drugmakers appear well prepared to offset some losses from upcoming patent cliffs, as they build their drug pipelines and ink acquisitions or partnerships with other companies, some Wall Street analysts said. Patent cliffs are an unavoidable issue for pharmaceutical companies. They must replenish older top-selling drugs with new ones that they hope will not just sustain their sales, but also grow them. The loss of exclusive rights on a drug can affect companies differently, depending on how much of their sales they get from the product or what type of treatment it is. Some drugs facing patent expirations will also be subject to the Biden administration's Medicare drug price negotiations, a policy that may further threaten the company's revenues. The top 20 biopharma companies have $180 billion in sales at risk from patent expirations between now and 2028, according to estimates from EY. It does differ by company at this stage, and I think there are a number of products in the 25-30 timeframe that will be major growth drivers for large biopharma companies. But all in all, there are plenty of companies that have revenue holes to plug, William Blair and Company analyst Matt Phipps told CNBC. Patent cliffs could differ depending on whether the product is a small molecule drug, meaning it's made of chemicals that have low molecular weight, or a biologic, or a medicine derived from living sources such as animals or humans. Many of the biggest drugs facing upcoming patent expirations are biologics, including Merck's Keytruda, J&J's Stelara and Bristol Myers Squibb's Opdivo. Those drugs will inevitably rake in less revenue, but it may take time before so-called biosimilars threaten their dominance. Investors will get updates on Merck and Bristol Myers Squibb's plans for the years ahead when they report earnings on Thursday and Friday, respectively. Phipps said biosimilars have historically had trouble gaining market share from their branded counterparts. That's unlike generics, which are cheaper copycats of small molecule drugs like Bristol Myers Squibb's Eliquis. The difference is that many biosimilars aren't identical copies of branded biologic drugs, while generics are. That means biosimilars are not interchangeable. Pharmacists can't directly substitute a branded biologic for a biosimilar when filling a prescription.